Character. Roll out.
What's up, everybody? John here, and I'm going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. It's going to be a non-spoiler review, so it's going to be really tough for me to try to talk about this movie without explaining or detailing certain scenes, just because this whole movie is one big, like, surprise after surprise. And what I can say, like, for certainty throughout this movie, very funny, hilarious. It's got the irreverent humor, and it's an R-rated MCU film, Deadpool and Wolverine, and lots of bloody, brutal action, a lot of inappropriate jokes. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine together, like, they're at the best at their game, and just seeing them together is just icing on the cake. The adventures that these two go on, because they both hate each. They're butting heads, different personalities. Wolverine's the angry one, Deadpool's the crazy one, and when you put those two together, insanity, craziness. And so, for the things I liked about this movie, like you can't lose with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds with the characters of Wolverine and Deadpool. And the story, the actual story, is pretty engaging because you're following these characters. So pretty much now, like, the TVA is involved. That means the multiverse is involved, and Deadpool's in the middle of things, and he just wants to save his world. And so he's gonna need the help of Wolverine to do that somehow. And together, they go on this adventure. And the actual story between them is pretty simple, but it's all about the craziness that happens all around them, and it's nuts. There's like so many surprise cameos, and I've actively tried to avoid the recent trailers, but somehow they just keep popping up. But let's say, for example, the final trailer that shows a certain character, and when you're watching it, the movie, you're like, oh, this person's here. But then there's like more surprises, and I'm shocked that they're still able to surprise, because I have not been trying to look at spoilers at all. And there are some people that are talking about spoilers. I'm like, all right, that's wow. But then other spoilers, I'm like, oh, that's way off. The surprises, it's kind of like that feeling of the surprise in Spider-Man No Way Home. For example, Spider-Man No Way Home, you get to see like the return of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and just that feeling of like, holy crap, this is like what I was raised up with, the actors that play these iconic characters, and then getting to see them come back. It was just, so good. And the surprises here in this movie, like the same feeling. And I'm like, oh, wow, I can't believe it. Because I'm going to use Spider-Man No Way Home as an example, because most of you have watched this. And it's that feeling of this story. It's still, the main stuff is to serve Tom Holland's Peter Parker. And so this, like, all this stuff is still here to serve Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's characters. But then the cameos that are in it, the surprise cameos, they still have enough time to shine and just be a part of the story. So it wasn't like that feeling of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where you get to see Patrick Stewart as Professor X, and then John Krasinski as Reed Richards, and Haley Atwell back as, like, Captain Britain and all that, and then they just die instantly from Scarlet Witch. So I'm like, what? That's a jip. And, it's like the story is not about them, but when you're introducing these characters, like, at least give them a proper send-off, or a proper story before having Wanda just wreak havoc. And here, I think that's the case with the cameos here. And this movie, it's like hilarious too. Like, there's so many sexual jokes, inappropriate jokes, all types of jokes, and fourth wall breaking jokes, making fun of the MCU, making fun of just like almost everything. And there's like, it's a no hose barred, and I wonder Kevin Feige's watching and he's like, ooh, let's tone down on that. But they didn't tone it down. They went all out, and I can't believe some of the jokes they made at the expense of the MCU And I was like, "Ooh, bravo for going there." And I would say that yeah, there is some multiverse action. You get to see Deadpool just go to the different multiverses, and there's a lot of just fun stuff in these different worlds that you get to see. So this is more multiverse of madness than Doctor Strange's multiverse of madness. But even with that said, the core most of the movie still takes place in like if you've seen the trailer, it's no surprise they're in the void, and so most of the movie is in the void. I did wish that there was just more different sections like spread out, but I think with what they're trying to do here is they're just trying to tell the story of Wolverine and Deadpool trying to work together, being helpless because they're stuck in the void. What are they gonna do? But then they still have to help save the day, save the world. It's their world. And but yeah, I would definitely like to see more of the different like multiverses being spread out. Logan was like one of my favorite was it Wolverine movies. It's not saying much, I know, but just him like really seeing his character, really trying to protect X-23. Like it's like a heartfelt moment, and you see like he's really trying to. He finds like someone that he wants to like just cherish and make sure like X-23 lives a better life. And then with this one, you get this Wolverine who is just feeling down. He's failed in his world, and you get to see like the inner turmoil with that. And that's why I think with Cassandra as the villain, she can enter people's minds and just manipulate them. And I love that for these characters of Deadpool and Wolverine, because both of them they like to keep like some secrets inside, and Deadpool just likes to make jokes all the time. And then Wolverine, he's always angry. So here you really get to see them be vulnerable thanks to Cassandra. So she's a great like villain to help elevate that emotional aspect for this movie. And I want to talk about the action. It's very bloody, very violent. Lots of just slicing and dicing with the claws, and with the humor, it being rated R. Lots of just stabbing in the groin area, so that's funny. And oh, so many inappropriate jokes that I'm thinking about right now, but yeah, you have to check that out. And also the fight, the choreography, especially with the music choices that they've had in the background, it was just, this is just too good. It gets the crowd hyped, and it's bloody, and these are like some of the fights where this is like, oh my god, this is a brutal Wolverine and Deadpool fight. Like, wow. Props to the team, the choreography, stunt coordinator team for pulling that off. But yeah, the comedy, the bloody action, the irreverent humor, all the wonderful cameos, like just pulled off to just great effect. And it's, oh my god! I think the camo is going to be the biggest talking points that everyone's going to be talking about once the movie comes out. And my mind was blown away, and I was like, oh, this is like Marvel history. And so like I feel I have a lot of like just fond memories of that. And this movie, just the team, Sean Levy and the team, like it's crafted by fans of the Marvel movie world, and I was there for the ride from beginning to end. And so yeah, I just can't wait for you guys to watch this. I really had a fun time with it, and once you watch it, let me know what your thoughts are on the comments below. With that said, I'm John, and I'll see you guys next time.